Hi, my name is Dr. Steele. I am a board-certified naturopathic doctor. I hold 6 degrees in my field, and they're all in the natural healthcare space. I've been in natural healthcare for over 20 years, all in general family practice. And I have also been in holistic healthcare for just myself personally for over 30 years at this point, which is crazy town. So if you're watching this video, you're either interested in my practice or you have already scheduled a consultation. So if you've scheduled a consultation, either a group one or a one-on-one, I'm super excited to meet with you. So this video is going to cover why I began the practice, who I serve, how I serve them, and then, of course, next steps and moving forward. So very important video to watch, especially if you've scheduled a one-on-one consultation. If you haven't, if you scheduled a group consultation, totally fine. We'll review a lot of the same information. Okay, so let's get started. Why I developed holistic family practice. So I had a vision really to create a fully functioning family practice. And it's evolved since then. So if you're watching this video, I'm actually living overseas. I really became very called to leave the States. So I treat virtually now. I used to have a brick and mortar practice for 15 years in Virginia Beach, and I still have tons of patients in Virginia Beach and also the States. I also serve patients in Canada, the UK, Australia, many different countries all around the world. And I love that part of myself. Or I love that part of my practice. So originally it began because I was raised a practicing Native American. I have a very diverse background. I'm English, Irish, Scottish, Native American, 3 parts Native American, one 2 tribes, both sides. So Cherokee, Blackfoot on one side, and then Potawatomi on the other side. So I grew up as a practicing Native American. I also have African ancestry and Arabic ancestries too. So I'm just like one big kind of swirl of globalization. And so growing up, culture was really important to me. And I had the opportunity to really be able to immerse myself in so many cultures, which is pretty amazing. And when I had my daughter, I really strived to want to raise her holistically. I had already been in the holistic field longer than she had been alive. And so I really wanted to create this practice because I looked for practices that had my cultural beliefs, that had my just my overall worldview. And I couldn't find it. I couldn't find some place that didn't shame me, didn't blame me, that would listen and really teach me what this whole thing meant being a mom. So I realized that if there was nothing there for me, right, I needed to create it. Also, too, unfortunately, coming from a broken home and coming from, so much trauma on both sides of my family, I really also wanted to create a practice that taught people the skills that they may not have even gotten in their childhood. So teaching them about boundaries and self-care and self-worth and the mental and the emotional aspects. So I really wanted to be very proactive, help families really create that foundation and structure, keep them together. So help married people stay married, parents be able to parent even if they're single parents, and really give them the resources, the skill building, and the tools that we all so desperately needed, and that I literally put my nose to the grindstone to learn because I didn't have a lot of these things. And again, my parents absolutely did the best that they could with what they had at the time, but they were also operating at defects too. So I also wanted to really, transform those generational traumas and really break through and heal. So hence, the vision of holistic family practice was born, really designed out of necessity to help people. And then over time, it evolved, especially through COVID. I was working 100 hours a week because naturally the hospitals, were overtaxed, didn't necessarily know how to treat patients because there was no protocols. Primary cares were shutting down. I stayed open, working with people, helping people, educating people. I mean, I spent hours tirelessly. And during that time, I began to really travel and really realize that I needed to do things for me in my life and really create a practice that was more global and really represented all of me. And so I decided early 2023, to close my physical practice and go completely virtual and really focus more on a broader scale and go into more international psychology and really get very focused on trauma and how it affects different people, different regions, and naturally how it affects possibly you. So that's a little bit about my why. There's a lot to unpack there, I'm sure, but just know that I have a passion for holistic medicine, which is how all of these things integrate. So, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we talk about my how. So who I serve first and foremost is all people from diverse backgrounds. So men, women, non-binary, etc., but also to families, people that want to, like me, who want to raise their children holistically, want to learn how to do that, or themselves want to transform their lifestyle into a more holistic one. I also work with people with chronic diseases, any gamut of chronic disease you can think of, from digestive, hormonal, immunological, autoimmune. I mean, we can go through a long list, neurological, all kinds of different things. And then if they want to treat either integratively, which means they want to kind of we want to work alongside, let's say if they're on a medication and they want to get off of medication, I work integratively, and then also exclusively holistically if they really want to heal themselves naturally and it doesn't cause them harm. So that's an important thing to realize. And I will communicate that to the patient so they're aware of their options. So I also work with people with mental health issues, all the gamut of mental health. I mean, depression, anxiety, schizoaffective disorders, Alzheimer's, dementia, all sorts of mental health spectrum of conditions, autism, that sort of thing, and work with them, again, either integratively or completely holistically. I also work with high-level professionals that either want to optimize body, mind, and spirit, or they want to take their careers to the next level. They really want to get their lives organized so that they can live their purpose, live their passion, live their dream, live their mission, and or they want to discover what that is internal. And then the last group that I work with are people that have metabolic conditions. So either they want to lose weight, gain weight, or they're an athlete and they want to optimize. Like, let's say they want to climb Mount Kilimanjaro or run a marathon for the first time. I can also help people do that safely. So those are the people that I serve. And then how I serve them is very unique to our particular healthcare system. So how I do what I do is you'll either schedule a group consultation where I kind of go over kind of a spiel like this, and then I'll kind of popcorn style, like, how can I help? And then we'll talk about next steps for those people. Or you can do one-on-one. If you do one-on-one, we have an hour on your initial appointment where we will talk about, what's going on with your health. And then I'll go over the process at that time too. And so we'll talk about your health. You'll come into a room, they'll send you a virtual link in the beginning. So in the morning, they'll send you a little Zoom link. You'll click on the link, or if you opt to do a phone call, they can call you. So if you're not comfortable with Zoom, just let them know and they will arrange a phone call and they'll transfer you to me. So we start off with that. They'll send it to you the morning of. And then from there, we have our set appointment time. You'll go into kind of a triage room initially for Zoom, or they'll call you and they'll ask you a series of questions. So just kind of preliminary questions, what brought you in, et cetera. And they'll do that for charting purposes. So they'll start to kind of construct your chart, your healthcare chart, so I kind of know. And then they'll ask, oh, hey, do you have any questions for the doctor, et cetera. And then they'll send you either into a private room on Zoom or transfer the phone call to me. And then I'll ask you, or have you watched this video? Are you familiar with me and my practice at all? And then if you're not, I'll go over that. If you are, you've already watched this video naturally because you're right here, then we'll skip that part and you'll just literally dump your entire life on me. Like, just tell me everything from the beginning, right? And don't, be concerned if you cry or if, you feel like it's too much. Like, just give it to me. And then it's my job to chart it, organize it, and prioritize it. Once we get through that part, I'll ask kind of questions. I'm kind of poking around and trying to see what's going on. And then I'll tell you what my hypothesis is. My hypothesis is really my educated guess. Like, what am I thinking? What started this? What started that, etc. And I'll kind of start to construct that. And then from there, we'll talk about next steps, which a lot of times will be labs. So either I will send you a lab order to go and get labs. We do accept insurance for labs, depending on your insurance. And then also too, we have reduced cash fees as well. So you'll let us know if you have insurance. If you don't, it's okay. We'll send you those links. And then, and also to mind you, we only accept insurance for labs. So we will go over all of that information with you in terms of that. If you've already had labs within the last 4 months, we will send you what's called a healthcare release form. And that healthcare release form will fax over to the providers. Don't worry about calling your providers or anything like that. If you fill out the form that we give to you, and we'll send it to you via email, we'll fax it over and chase after it because that's sometimes a little bit of a thing. So we'll give you a checklist after this. There's also some new patient forms as well moving forward. And so there's a link in there. If the link doesn't work, it's broken, whatever, just shoot our office a text message, 757-685-4325. Just go ahead and shoot that to us. That's also our WhatsApp number as well. And just shoot it to us and we'll send you the link and then, we'll take care of it. So sometimes technology, that kind of thing. So once we give you your lab information or send the healthcare release form. From there, we will have you come back within 2 weeks and review that. So I'll create a 30+ page report and I'll go over that with you in detail. That will be pretty much like drinking out of a water hose. Like it's a lot of information. However, again, my job is to prioritize it and organize it for you. So I'm going to go over kind of where your state of health is. We'll talk kind of what that looks like in another video. And then from there, I'll kind of create a treatment plan. There's no obligation to move forward past that, those 2 appointments. You can decide from there. We're very upfront with pricing. We give you all of that information so that you're aware. The cost of the consultation for the 2 appointments, so the 1 hour initial and the follow-up, is $200 at this time of filming. And that comes with the report, your initial consultation, etc. Labs are not included in that. So if you don't have insurance, there's an additional, or if your insurance is limited, obviously, we'll talk about cash rates. And again, there's no obligation to move forward past that. We don't determine kind of what the pricing schedule is until we know how much accountability you need and how much access you need. So that's how we determine our pricing structure. So just to recap, in terms of why I started the practice, I started it really out of my vision and my mission for the planet to heal naturally, who I serve, humans, lots and lots of different humans, and how I serve them is really through education, data, coaching, a practical step-by-step, and then me and my team hold them accountable so that they achieve the results that they're looking for. The process moving forward looks like this. If you've already scheduled your appointment, you literally just kind of go through the process. And like we talked about, you'll get the link the morning of, and then we'll kind of hold your hand through the process from there. And then if you haven't booked yet, feel free. There are 2 booking options. You can either book through our Eventbrite link for our group consult times. We have them until the end of the year, and then we'll post them before January for next year. And then also if you have a 1 hour consultation or you want to book a 1 hour consultation, there's also a booking link for that too. So you can schedule that. And it has all of our booking policies and everything's laid out so you know exactly what to expect and all the things. So if you have any questions about me, my practice, or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment below, shoot an email back, or naturally, if I see you for an appointment, you'll be able to ask then. So thanks so much for your time and have a wonderful day.